Okay, next one. Northeast patient spider. Which group? Group 2, right? 4, okay.
As for the connotation about what are the implications in comparing the soul to the spider, our group think that for the spider, weaving a web is kind of nature instinct for spider, but to compare it with human souls, sometimes we may, when we try to maybe developing our relationship with the outside world, sometimes we may lose our track and being confused by the outside world, because there are various reasons for us to lose our
The word is just so large for us to comprehend, right? So there are so many things to confuse us.
Yes, and we may lose our feelings of our status and identity. Okay, and the activity of the spider is similar to human human souls, is that we all try to connect with the outside world, so the actions is our world. And the difference is that for a spider, it's nature for it to weaving a web, and maybe the reasons for them maybe try to capture something or just making a home for themselves. But for human beings, we try to connect with outside world, maybe find our confirmation with others, or just to find our identity in this world. And that's the difference that our group find in to compare spider with human beings.
So in other words, you think that for a spider to make a web is for survival. It's a kind of natural instinct for survival. And for human being to make connections is to try to establish our identity.
Yes.
Okay.
And the effects of the astrophizing in our group, we think it's like talking to the poet himself, trying to, in my opinion, encouraging himself that although human beings, when we try to developing our relationship with others, maybe we may encounter some failure. It's not that easy like spider weaving a web, but just like the poem, the second stanza, we need to have the courageous of venturing, throwing, and seeking. Yeah. So, that's our opinion of why the speaker using astrophizing in this poem.
You said that he astrophizes or addresses the soul because the actions the soul, he looks inward, and the actions the soul does are not easy, right? Is that what you meant?
Yes. But we still need to have the courageous of venturing and seeking, still try to connect with others, and don't just give up so easily.
So in other words, it's a way of praising the soul or putting the emphasis on the soul to apostrophize.
Putting the emphasis on the soul. So that's why the second question, that the form of free verse, that in this point the second stanza is much longer than the first one.
Okay. Yeah. Why is it much longer? To put more emphasis.
Sentence, more emphasis on the soul, human souls, using the image of spider weaving a web.
Okay. Yeah. And poetic language.
The song patterns, just like at the first stanza of this poem, elange force filament. It's like describe the action of spider weaving a web. Yes, and the second stanza, easily musing, venturing, throwing, thinking. So that's similar skills to describe the actions.
But then there is a difference, right, between one is
the one in first stanza is just trying to describe the action, but the second one is much more inward. Try to describe the thoughts of human beings and the tryings they make.
Right, or the mental actions.
Yes.
Also, in the first stanza, we have repetition of the same noun, filament. But here it's a variation of the verbs, musing, venturing, throwing, seeking. So it shows that our mind functions or works in different ways. Yeah.
And the fourth question.
If you want to compare yourself or your mind to an animal, which would you choose and why? I think it's rabbit.
Louder.
I think it's rabbit. Because the impression of rabbit give it to me is tender and amiable, and it is not aggressive.
Non-aggressive.
And kind a bit of sensitivity.
What? Sensitive.
Okay. So then I think I have a part of
But what? Let me ask the question another way. How about your mind or your soul? If you want to compare your personality to a rabbit, then how about your mind or your soul? Are you able to find something to compare your mind or soul to? This is actually a very difficult question. Yeah, because I guess usually it's easier for us to think of an animal to compare our personality to. But then if we want, but mind or soul is something very intangible. Something very abstract. Okay. Some of you may not even know how to define your soul. I know that some religious people will define soul as the little voice that speaks in you. And I think in that way, soul is more like conscience. 就是那个 soul 灵魂心灵，其实是很难定义的。那更不用说，去把它物体化，就是物质，变成一个具体化。This is I think very difficult. Yeah. And as I was asking you this question, I was also thinking like, what metaphor I want to use. But I think I'm limited. I'm limited by the poems I have read in this class. So if I were to say, use a metaphor, I would either use a spider or a computer or a big tree. Because later on you'll get to read Earth, which has to do with our becoming a big tree, big black tree. So I guess I cannot answer the question either, because my answers are all conditioned by what I have read. You want to say something? Okay, but I think this is a good question to think about. In a sense that are you really aware of your mind? Are you really aware of your soul? can you really talk to it? Are you aware of how it functions, or are you like what Sammy describes the girls, with like a jar with a busy bee inside? Does your mind only have is your mind like a jar with a busy bee inside? Buzzing around, being busy all the day. I hope not. I hope none of us has a mind like that. Okay. So I guess this is a question we can all think about. Yeah. Anything else from the group? No? Can you, yes, the first stanza, where is the subject and where is the object? 我们就问考文法问题哦，主词在哪里，受词在哪里？你把这个变成一个一般的句子怎么变？ So where is the subject? I, yes, I is the subject. 所以这个是你们很小心，就是其实这个也是训练你们对那个句构的敏感度。好，因为诗常常会变它的结构，它为什么变呢？有的时候它是 for emphasis。好像 a noisy patient spider 应该是 I mark a noisy patient spider。好，那这是一个它为了 emphasis。那还有的时候会变，以后你们会碰到，尤其是传统诗变的时候，常常是为了 rhyme 在变。那有的时候诗会去，你们在第4单元的时候会碰到那个诗，它完全改变那句的那个part of speech 它的 function， 比如说。代名词变成名词，那个名词变成动词什么的，他会做一些 innovation。好，所以这边都是那个，等于说你要原来会走路，你才会跑。就你原来要很清楚一般的 standard English 它句子结构是什么，然后你碰到诗的时候，你才知道它做了什么改变。好，像这边好 ，I marked a noisy patient spider， 这个 where 怎么会出来？然后为什么有一个 it stood？对 I marked the noisy patient spider， 然后这个 where 代替什么？我觉得它这边有点句构的，就是 violation of the syntax， 应该是I marked a noisy patient spider， how it stood on a little promontory isolated， 或是 how I marked a noisy patient spider, how it stood isolated on a little promontory, and then mark how to it launched forth filament out of itself to explore. 好，所以 mark how it launched forth to explore， 所以它这边事实上句子结构又改变了。How it launched forth filament blah 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 to explore the vacant vast surrounding。好，所以它这个这种改变其实是合理的，因为那个 ever unveiling 是要和那个 it 比较靠近，这是分词构句。好，所以他把那个to explore the vacant vast surrounding 把它移到前面去，就目的移到前面去，然后再描写那个 mark how it launched forth 它的 action。好 ，and you, O my soul, where you stand， 也是一样 ，I marked where you stand。好，那这边那个你可以讲说oh I mark you where you stand， 或是 Oh my soul, you stand surrounded, detached in measureless oceans of space, blah blah blah。好，所以主词是 you stand surrounded， 哒哒哒，musing till the bridge your need be formed till blah 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 blah。Oh my soul， 所以主词是，如果主词是 you 的话，这个 where 其实是 redundant。可是它这就是它那个前后要 parallel 的问题，就是 I marked where you stand， I marked where it stood。那可是这边这个 where 其实是有点 redundant， 可是在声音上很好听，声音上很顺。好，所以这个加上这个 where 其实是比较是为了它的那个音韵的效果才加上，就 grammatically is not really correct。OK， 好，所以这个是给你们一个例子，就是你要注意一下，比如这样子一个句子，你在第一次念的时候，你就要注意一下，说，哎，这个句点在哪里？要注意一下。其实我要跟你们对一下哈，那个 Those winter Sundays， 你要不要看一下那是 handout 的嘛，对不对？我问一下哈，最后一个 stanza， 第3行是逗点还是句点？你们检查一下 ，Those winter Sundays 是在课本上还是在课本上？我们找看666。对，它是有2个版本，或者说不晓得哪个是对的哈。就是这边哈，如果是句点的话，那这个事实上是一个 fragment。Speaking differently to him who had 句点，然后 What did I know? What did I know? 对不对？它是分词构句开始，没有一个完整的句子。好，可是句点的话比较 make sense。好，就是当时 I spoke indifferently to him, and how did I know of love's austere and lonely offices？ 那主词就是 I。好，所以这边就是那个在诗的时候，它有它的 poetic liberty、poetic license。好，那这个是诗上面，它句法上，它有的时候会改变，就像是你看歌词一样，歌词有的时候它也是不 grammatical 的。好，所以你就要知道原来的规则，然后才知道它做什么改变。那有一些改变是有它的目的的。好，那这边这个哈，对，我原来我的版本是句点，然后我看就觉得不合适，那我又到网络上找，就看到有逗点的版本，那所以我觉得有逗点版本是比较合理的。可是其实诗有的时候真的不是 complete sentence， 所以它是句点也无所谓。好，你就知道说它这不是一个 complete sentence 就好。